Good morning and welcome to the Q&Q for today from Ask Yourself This. Today is the 26th of July, 2018. I'm Jay Cleveland Payne, your host for this live, and of course, your host for what goes on at Ask Yourself This, the project that wakes you up every morning and asks you a question to get your day started. We hope you're actually taking that question and journaling it, logging it down, keeping track of what it is, when it was, and how you was way back when, because we're hoping you're going to check this thing out in the back end. And to do that, we suggest you do it in various ways. You can buy one of our very beautiful Ask Yourself This journals. They're nice looking, very beautiful journals, notebooks you can carry around for notes all day long. You can find the link to those in the description of this video. And you can buy a spiral note bound notebook if you want to and keep those as well. Whatever it takes to keep it down. You can write them down on a stack of napkins if that is your way. Pull out your phone app and work it that way as well. And we'd like you to share some of these answers with us via social media so we know which of the questions are the better of the questions. You can follow us on Facebook at Ask Yourself This. Follow us on Twitter, Ask Yourself THI_, and on Instagram, it is Ask Yourself This _. Now, how does this thing actually work? 6:35 a.m. Central Time every single morning, I release to you via those social media feeds the Ask Yourself This question of the day, quote and question, Q&Q, and you get a quote. It could be something, anything. It's something basically that just pulled my attention or attention of some folks that helped me edit out some of these quotes and questions, and then a question inspired by it. Sometimes it's pretty obvious. Sometimes it's a bit of a swerve. Sometimes you scratch your head and say, how'd they get that? But it's always a question to help you scratch your head and get your day started and get your mind going. So hopefully you'll get a quick start to just answering it in your head. And as we said, hopefully you're taking some time to write this thing down. Now, today's quote and question, let's go to those very quickly. The way to success is through good self-care. To succeed, you need to love yourself enough to find your desire, your need, and tap into it. This quote we found from Danielle Bernock. That is who said the quote, and it inspired the question, how are you doing? A very simple question that's probably very hard for you to answer. I read an article a few days ago about the heat, and it is summertime. It is July. It is very summer-ish here in Arkansas, hot and humid. And there's a correlation, a very direct and easy to track correlation with the number of suicides going on in this time, in the summer, in the heat, just in general, and right now, and the heat. That's a bad way to portray it, but essentially the heat of the summer does have a spike in suicide rates in Mexico and the U.S. We also had a spike, a serious spike, about 20%, 25% spike in calls in the last, I'll say 2-3 months since we had the incidents with Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade and their suicides, literally days apart, and the responses to the suicide hotline, National Suicide Hotline, being so great, in fact that there's legislation being put together in the United States Congress to make a 3-digit emergency number for mental health and suicides, a 911 for suicides, if you will, that will be nationalized, and we'll see how that works out. But anytime's a good time to check in on your bro, check in on your mate, check in on your boys, check in on your girls, check in on your friends, especially your tough friend. And very often I'll toss that idea out to people because I'm the tough friend that will just say I'm fine and roll on with it when, literally the house is crashing down around me and just kind of roll with it. So this is a question that you may want to ask yourself in private, but we want you to ask it of yourself. We are literally asking you to ask yourself. And if it helps you, think of it as me asking you, how are you doing? Now, the reason why these are questions that you're asking yourself, that's just how the setup of the bit is. But if you're asking yourself how you're doing, are you going to lie to yourself? It's easy to lie to other people and fake out other people that things are going okay. But can you actually lie to yourself? Or the question is, will you? Because you easily can. Will you just straight up lie to your own self? So how are you doing? Answer it as honestly, answer as easily, answer as hardly, Answer it as roundaboutly as you want to. Roundaboutly, not a real word, but I just said it. And we like you to make sure you note what it is so that you can check it out in the future. Now, we would love for you to use, as we said, one of our beautiful Ask Yourself This journals. But if you want to just go, because it's back to school time, and grab a bunch of 10-cent spiral notebooks, because they got plenty of them. Trust me, I have a stack of them over there for my meeting notes. There you go. It's awesome. But we have the nice, beautiful Ask Yourself This notebooks. Check out the link in this video description so you can see those. And of course, we want you to share them with us on social media. If it's a tough one you don't want to get into, that's fine. Just go by and like it, love it, hate it, share the question. If it's not such a tough one, if sometimes they're really funny and you have a really funny story, feel free to elaborate as much as you want to on social media, because the more interaction we get there, that's how we gauge how good a question and quote we have picked out. Once again, Facebook, Ask Yourself This. Instagram, Ask Yourself This _. And for Twitter, it is Ask Yourself THI _. I'm Jay Cleveland Payne. Thank you so much for joining us for the video, the explanation behind today's quote and question today. Once again, the 26th of July. Sometimes I get the dates wrong. And the question for the day is, how are you doing? So how are you doing? Go ahead and give us an answer. Thank you so much for joining us for the video, and we will speak with you again tomorrow with the Q&Q from Ask Yourself This.